How's it going? Well, this video, I don't know if it's going to be my most popular video, to be honest. Basically what this is, gang, is how I came up with some, I wouldn't say how I came up with it, but some ideas for my next comic, Rage number 5. You know, making comics is a lot of work when you're an indie guy. So whenever I jump into a comic, it's a big undertaking, and I question my life choice every time I do it, because you always have to. It takes a lot from you. You know, whenever you make a movie, either a short film or write a short story, even, or novella, it takes a significant amount of life from you. And well, I'm on a journey with this character Rage, and I'm gonna try to get him to 10 issues, and after that we'll see where we go from there. And this is Rage number 5. Now I'm gonna draw out some of these ideas visually, so you got something to at least watch. It's more interesting than just words and stuff. But so Rage 5 kind of starts with a story. So far it's around 10 pages. It's called I shouldn't say Welcome to Happy Land. It's Rage in Happy Land. And I thought it'd be a great idea to have Rage totally out of his element and wander into a space where there are creatures that are trying to make him laugh and giggle and be happy. And it's kind of like the opposite of his character, since he's primarily angry, not all the time, but a lot of the time. And so I have ideas of maybe some dancing in it. And well, first of all, Rage encounters these things called Grimmies, and he'll be out in the forest, out in the woods. And a Grimmie, I kind of get the idea, inspired by some dice here. So a Grimmie is kind of a smiling little character here. And kind of like a cartoon character of sorts. And this story is going to get, at least this small story is going to be pretty cartoony. And these things are going to be trying to tickle him, joking around. They're kind of like Gremlins from Gremlins 2, the Gremlin 2 version. Got little claws. So I'm still kind of panning it out. Like the different things they're going to do. I'm still kind of writing that. So right away it's going into kind of silly supernatural territory. And then there's going to be some that are spotted, and there's going to be some that are black, some that are different colors, yada yada. Okay. So I always do these bullet points because it's some things that I want to happen in the comic. There's a black cat in there, which will be kind of a story seed. It might pay off later on. There's a, let's see, dancing. And there might be a monster later on that they could be leading him to. Possibly. So, yeah. I'm just kind of... I like the idea of it. I think it's a fun idea. And after that, it'll lead him into the main story, which is called The Task, the working title. And this, I had help with this through a game called Untold. And it has to do with purpose. New purpose. What does it mean to live? It's a little ambitious. So life meaning. Now, in it, Rage kind of wanders into a portal that transports him into the Earth's age of myth and wonder, I'll call it. And he encounters King Arthur and his Knights of the Round Table in battle, fighting Morgana Le Fay's knights or creatures. Kind of working on that as well. There's a story, or there's a conversation between Arthur and Rage. About swords. Because Rage has let go of his sword, or he's walked away from it. Voluntarily, I would say. And Arthur has a quick talk after the fight, after Rage helps with the battle somehow. About sword and about Excalibur. And Rage goes on his merry way, and he encounters a castle tower being invaded by a creature or creatures. The man inside asks for help. And he finds out that this person that needs help is actually Merlin. And Rage helps him out. After that, well, they have a little talk. And that's where Merlin kind of figures out that Rage is kind of an angry person, and he kind of gives him a little lecture about anger and rage, and why probably shouldn't be angry all the time. Of course, that's easier said than done. So Merlin gives him a task. The task is to help put an end to Morgan Le Fay. She's somewhere attacking or fighting more of Arthur's men somewhere on a bridge, and so Merlin agrees to give Rage the answers he's looking for about what his purpose should be. So Rage agrees, heads out to find the bridge, and there he encounters Morgan Le Fay, and that I'm still kind of developing that fight, but it's going to be magic versus kind of sci-fi, if Rage has any sci-fi stuff on him, which he might. We'll see. So that's kind of the idea. This is supposed to be Merlin's hat, back of his head here. But yeah. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you like the idea. If not, too bad. That's pretty much the basis of what I have right now. Kind of spoilers. But how many of you will get the comic when it's done? Well, let's see. Let's see. I know this is very sloppy drawing, but I wanted to give you some kind of visual. Plus, I'm looking through the camera drawing, which isn't how I usually do things here, so it makes things a lot more sloppy. So yeah, that's my idea for the next comic, and it's, I'm gonna set a deadline for it. I'd be in an ideal world, it would take less than a year. Since I'm an indie guy and I have a regular job, I don't want. I mean, I'd love it if it took like a few months. 6 months would be ideal, but as far as realistically goes. But I know sometimes these things can take a year or so, and it's sad. I wish it didn't, but that's the problem about being an indie artist, is that you have to work these regular jobs in the meantime, and waste a lot of time not doing the comic, and a lot of energy not doing the comic, just trying to live and eat and pay things off, save, invest, that kind of stuff. You know, try to live your life. Because the problem is that the comics don't pay. They're a big investment of time, and it could take a whole lifetime to pay off. So I hope you pick it up when it's out. I hope it's done in a realistic amount of time, in not such a long amount of time. And thanks for watching. And thanks for subscribing. I appreciate that.